Welcome to CIT 155, Introduction to Computer Forensics. Today's topic of discussion is going to be an introduction or overview of computer crimes, and of course your role as a digital forensics professional in gathering data from suspects' computers and determination whether there is an evidence that a crime of a certain type was committed, and those crimes could be in the public sector, could be committed by individuals in criminal investigation, or in a civil case we may consider an investigation where a company has established a certain policy to conduct business with their partners, and certain policies could have been violated by employees or other businesses, as well as there could be violations of industry regulations such as healthcare regulations or financial regulations or tax regulations and so forth. So let's switch to our today's presentation, which has a link from our homepage, and let's talk a little bit about how actually attractive computer crimes can be. According to FBI, as you can see on the slide, the chances of being caught if you physically get a getaway car and go try robbing a bank, the chances of getting caught would be pretty high. It's almost 90%, 88%. And this is giving that a cashier at the bank starts a day with only $3,500 in their drawer. So at the same time, stealing a lot of money online, perhaps by hacking into a bank account or a financial network which conducts a lot of transactions between multiple bank accounts across multiple financial institutions, and stealing only portions of those transactions, sometimes just pennies, could provide a gain of millions of dollars, and a chance of being caught here is only 11%. So it's clearly something that criminals are aware of, and clearly this makes those crimes really attractive to an individuals. Here's an aspect which I consider to be very important. It's a relationship between the work that we do as digital forensic investigators and the implication of what digital forensics knowledge can provide to improve security, improve security response, and also the actions by government, the facts that the data can be seized and gathered and stored and used against certain individuals, the alleged suspects, bring up all kinds of privacy issues by privacy activists. And so I came across this article on BBC.com, and this particular article discusses the procedures that London Metropolitan Police uses to gather data from suspects in custody, in fact from their smartphones and mobile devices. Well, you know that smartphones and other mobile devices are increasingly being used in all levels of criminal activity around the world. So when police officers are collecting smartphones from suspects, and eventually those smartphones are sent to forensic labs for forensic examination, perhaps imaging, and then gathering the data, the search from the actual information that could be found on those devices. This process may take several weeks to gather and store such data. So in many situations this is completely unacceptable. So once again, the London Metropolitan Police has implemented a system to extract mobile phone or smartphone data from suspects who are already held in custody. Just like other items could be seized from individual smartphones, with the data in this case are seized. So the system, the implemented system, physically connects to suspect's mobile device and extracts the data from it, then saves the digital records with all of its content in a government database. So the extracted data includes information such as call history, text messages, both sent and received, contacts, address book listings, and the data, as suggested by this particular situation, is to be retained regardless whether any charges are brought against an individual. So you can see that clearly privacy group activists are becoming increasingly concerned about the possibility that perhaps an innocent person is being detained and then their data, their private information on their smartphone or mobile phone is being gathered. Well, what the government answers to this is basically that the officers who conduct this instant search and gathering the data undergo a certain level of training, and that there is also a set of guidelines given to the officers that the extraction can happen only if there's sufficient suspicion that the mobile phone or smartphone has been used for this type of criminal activity. But once again, this is not a very hard line, because this is just a guideline. Campaign groups such as Privacy International in Europe basically describe the move as a possible breach of human rights law. So, as we are talking about human rights, perhaps we need to quickly revisit the basis of authority and legal guidelines under which digital evidence may be lawfully collected, stored, and searched. Well, government agencies can range from municipal, county, police departments, federal law enforcement agencies, and these organizations must all the time must observe legal guidelines in their respective jurisdictions. For instance, in the United States, the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution is restricting government search and seizure. So let's reiterate the Fourth Amendment. which states that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath of affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So this law of search and seizure in the United States protects the rights of people, and that includes people who are being suspected of crimes. And we as digital forensics examiners must absolutely follow these laws.